Shalom, shalom wa ahaba, mishpachah, shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family, peace and love. I want to say shalom to the whole house of Yasharel, all 12 tribes scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to wherever we've been driven to the lands of our captivity. I also want to say shalom to the sojourners, the Gentiles, and the foreigners, and all those who give thanks, honor, and praises to the Elohim, or God of the Bible, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom many of you refer to as Christ. Hallelujah, mishpachah. Mr. today we're going to approach a topic that I took my time on speaking on because you always want to, especially when it comes to world events, you always want to make sure that you got a grip on what's actually going on and make sure that whatever your assumptions are, that these assumptions, hold some value and have some type of foundation, what I'm saying, to what's actually being presented. That way you don't mislead the people at all. And it took me a while to get into this, Israeli Hamas or Palestinian conflict. Because I know from being a studier of history that these world wars, are staged events. People die in them. Millions and thousands of people die, for real. The people dying, it is real. But the elements surrounding these wars are all staged events in a 100 or 1,000 year old plan by the secret rulers of this wicked world to bring the world back up under one world government up under the reigns of Lucifer, Mishpachah. And all this stuff was laid out by Albert Pike in 1871. And we're going to read a little bit from a website called the Three World Wars. Three World Wars. And just to give you a little background information of the information or the man behind the information that we're going to be reading today, it was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason by the name of Albert Pike. And it says that Albert Pike received a vision when he described in a letter that he wrote to Mazzini, dated August 15th, 1871. The letter graphically outlined plans for three world wars that were seen as necessary to bring about a one world order. See what I'm saying? He broke it down in 1871. And the first two wars, he broke down to a T. We're going to focus on the Third World War due to time. But the First World War was to usher in communism. That is what happened. The Second World War was to establish a Zionist and Palestinian state inside of that part of the world, which we know by the Balfour Agreement and all of that. That is what happened. That was what the results of that war. But listen to the elements of the Third World War. Then I'm going to show you some footage of what's going on between these pro-Palestinian people, you see what I'm saying, and the Israelites of America. You know what I mean? What people like to call Hebrew Israelites, or what people miscall Black Hebrew Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And how what it is that I'm about to read to you is going to support the footage that I'm going to show to you. You know what I mean? By the courtesy of our brother Benaiah Ben Israel. Check him out on YouTube. That's why I was brought privy to this to this footage that came out of Chicago, and how they are working this psyop. You see what I'm saying? And as far as dealing with how they want to drag us, you see what I'm saying, into this when we need to remain neutral. That conflict over there has absolutely nothing to do with our people. Outside of the Afro-Palestinians and outside of the so-called Afro-Americans, Black, Bantu, Israelites that have chosen to go and live in that land and may be caught up in the middle of that conflict, outside of those people, we ain't got nothing to do with the geopolitical foolishness that they got going on over there trying to usher the rest of the world into World War III. But let's look at what's going on with the Third World War. And I want to read the bulk of this. That's why I didn't spend too much time on the First World War. Check this out. It says, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionists, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. See what I mean? That is why everywhere on every channel, somebody's always trying to get you to pick a side. It's designed for you to pick a side. You see what I'm saying? That's why I won't pick one. Because I'm not a lab rat. You see what I'm saying? It is designed for you to pick a side. It says, we shall unleash the nihilists, those are the people who just tear up the world, and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deist experience will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal. Because see, when the modern state of Israel fall, all of their Christian doctrine, theologies, all their little fake prophecies, all of that is going to fall through the wayside, because you got to know the who's who of the Bible in order to understand the prophecies. If your prophecies is based on the people who are not really the people who are outlined in that book, then everything is going to be skewed. And they know this. So the doctrines of Christianity will be destroyed when the modern state of Israel is destroyed, which is what is their plan. Anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Now, let's look at this footage. You see how they say they want everybody to be pitted against each other. They want all the nations to be divided on this cause. Well, Mishpachah, this is some footage of some pro-Palestinian people getting into some physical altercation with some Israelite brothers in Chicago. Now, I know for a fact that them Israelite brothers was probably out there teaching out of Amos, the book of Amos, calling on the prophecies of the destruction of Gaza and all of that for the people that sold us into slavery to the Edomites. But now is not the time to be out there fooling with these people and getting caught up in this conflict, because it is by design. But look at what I'm trying to warn you to stay away from, because this is our people falling for the setup. Check this out. And once again, this is courtesy of our brother Benaiah Ben Israel. Hallelujah. Y'all go check him out. And Benaiah Israel is his YouTube page. Check this out. Fight between African Israelites and pro-Palestinians in Chicago. A fight between African Israelites and pro-Palestinians. Look at this nonsense. See that? See that? Now, does this not reflect what we was just reading? Does that not reflect what we was just reading, Mishpachah? Huh? Everybody divided, including our own people in our own communities, because many of our Israelite brothers and sisters who may not be privy or who may choose not to go in line with their lineage and their heritage have converted to Islam. Those are Israelites who practice Islam. Just like our brothers that are still in that Christian world, those are Israelites who are still practicing Christianity. According to their bloodline, they still my people. And I'm not going to get caught up in this psyop by picking a side. You understand? You know what I mean? Because of my faith or who my people are. You see what I'm saying? Because for real, we got people on both sides. You understand that, Mishpachah? So don't get caught up and don't be used by these people to usher in their Luciferian system, Mishpachah. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And always remember to keep the fire burning. A little more oil in my lungs. Hallelujah, Mishpachah. Keep your eyes open, stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared. And remember that your redemption is near. And until we meet again, Mishpachah, Kumar, Yasharel, Karam Yasha Allah, Rise Yisrael, Shalom, Shalom, Salam, Mishpachah. Hallelujah.